Hello, my name is Cal Wodrowski, and I'd like to welcome you to this lesson, which is just one lesson in a complete series of lessons on how to do the rhythm two-step dance, which is also known as the Arizona two-step. In this lesson, we're going to teach an advanced move called the handcuffs. Now, I believe that one of the best ways to learn any dance is to take group dance lessons when they're available, or if you really want to give your dancing a boost, private dance lessons is definitely something to consider. Here in the Phoenix area, there are a number of great dance instructors who teach this dance, plus a lot of other great dances. Group lessons are usually very affordable, as little as $10, $12, and sometimes they're even free. The nice thing about group lessons is that you not only get to learn how to dance, you have an opportunity to meet new people, plus you can get some practicing in all at the same time. Now personally, I took several private dance lessons over the years. However, most of what I've learned over the years, I've learned in group dance lessons. I took lessons from a number of instructors around the valley. However, I probably learned the most about this particular dance from Dave and Eddie Fish at the old Denim and Diamonds on Thomas Road in Phoenix. Now, to the best of my knowledge, they have not taught any dance lessons together for years, but they were great instructors back in the day. Now, to my recollection, the move that Shelly and I are going to teach in this lesson is a move that I learned from them back in the early 90s. This is one of the moves that I get asked about the most. If I have a signature move, this move is it. I say that because virtually no one else has been doing it up until this point. I assume that to be the case because the first time I do this move with just about anyone that I dance with, and I dance with a lot of women who've been dancing for years, they will almost always indicate that it's a new move to them. I even do this move from time to time with dance instructors around the valley, and it's not unusual for them to indicate that it's new to them as well. And by the way, I don't go around asking women if they're familiar with the move. Women just seem to like the move so much that they inevitably end up making comments about it. The reason that I'm one of the only people who does this move is probably because it's a fairly advanced move. It just so happens that when I was learning how to dance years ago, I wrote notes down about the moves that I want to remember, and I carried them around in my pocket so that I could refer to them. I think that another thing that helped me out was that I didn't try to learn a million moves. I focused on a variety of moves that I liked and that I thought I could commit to memory. This happens to be one of those moves that I liked. I wrote it down and I put an effort into remembering it. And by the way, I don't know for sure if Dave and Eddie even called the move the handcuffs or if that's a note that I gave it in order for me to help remember it. But to the best of my knowledge, they called it the handcuffs when they taught it. Interesting enough, several months ago, by the way, I had the pleasure of running into one of my subscribers, Brooke, and his wife, Carrie, and Brooke happened to pull out of his back, I believe it was his back pocket, but he pulled out of his pocket his phone, and he showed me the notes that he had been storing in the phone regarding different moves that he and his wife had been learning. Brilliant. Nice job, Brooke. Now, it's actually been kind of fun over the years to have a few moves that women really like a lot that are different. So for years, I've actually avoided showing people this move. However, my goal in doing these lessons is to share what I've learned over the years with the hope that people's lives will be blessed in one way or another. Therefore, I've decided that it makes sense to include this move and some of the other more advanced moves that I do with this series of dance lessons rather than keeping them to myself. After all, I've had a lot of fun over the years and I've met a ton of wonderful people. I can even say that I've met most of my best friends through dancing. And all the great experiences that I've had over the years and continue to have is because other dance instructors were willing to teach what they knew so that people like me could learn it and then go out and have fun for years. Therefore, it only makes sense for me to pass it on. Now, even though this is an advanced move, this move is somewhat leadable, meaning it's possible to do it with a lady who has not necessarily done the lesson. Of course, the move will go a lot better if the lady has done the lesson and is familiar with the move. It's a move that you might need to give the lady a few little tips while you're dancing to help her out, but you can typically do so right on the fly, as Shelly and I will demonstrate in this lesson. The trickiest part of this move for the men is to remember what to do and in what order and how to signal the lady. For the women, the trickiest part is to know how to respond and where to put the hands. Now, this is going to be a fairly long lesson, but I hope that you'll find it worth watching. If you like the move, don't give up. You can learn it, you can remember it, and you can do it. And your dance partner or partners are bound to like it as well. So let me go ahead and get Shelly, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I hope you enjoy this lesson. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to start out by showing you the move. We're going to do it 3 times. Once we're going to do it just the way we would normally do it on the dance floor, meaning that we're kind of moving around a little bit. And then we're going to do it in a line from 2 different angles so that you can see it from the gentleman's back side and from the ladies. So let's start out here just by doing it the way I would normally do it if there was music going. Very good. That was a fast song though. Halfway through it I'm thinking that is a fast song, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so we'll do it from this angle. And again, we don't normally do it this way, but we're going to force ourselves so you can observe it that way. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. Very good. One nice thing about us doing this is some people are so quick at learning. This isn't how I learn, but there are some gentlemen, maybe even dance instructors around the country that can actually just watch what we're doing here. They won't have to listen to the next 4-hour lesson. They'll be able to just, seriously, they'll be able to, well, I know it's not going to be 4 hours, Shelley, but it'll be 3. Okay. Same thing again. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. Very good. Let's talk to the DJ. That was still a pretty fast song. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and break this down into about 3 or 4 segments. This move primarily consists of a bunch of outside turns. It consists of about 4 outside turns for the lady, 2 outside turns for the gentleman. What we'll end up doing is turning the lady in an outside turn. As a couple, we'll both do 2 outside turns, and then I'll do a ladies outside turn again. So ladies outside, together twice, ladies outside. We're going to break this down into a few different segments. In each segment, we're going to show you the segment, and then I'm going to encourage you to do it a couple times with us. Then we're going to move on to the next segment. When we move on to the next segment, then at the end of that, we're going to start over and have you with us do all the way through that segment. Then we'll add on the 3rd segment. The 4th segment is really just the kind of the tail end of it. So let's go ahead. You should know by now how to get into the cross hand position. So this is a move you definitely want to be in the cross hand position with the right hands on top. The move, we're going to do this on a slight angle because parts of it I don't want to do twice. I don't want to do it with my backside and then Shelly's. So we're going to just do this on a slight angle here. This first segment, I'm going to signal her on a 5-6. She's going to be taking an outside turn. I'm going to signal her by moving her hands this way, almost like I'm doing a free spin. Both hands are going to go this way, but I'm going to let go of my right hand. Our other hands are going to, I'm going to allow her hand to twist. I'm going to put my hand back here, and she's going to grab it. So let's go ahead and show that just like that. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Aren't you glad I brushed my teeth? Okay. Now, in a moment, we're going to do that a couple times from 2 different angles so you can follow along. But one thing I want to mention, if you're doing this move with a lady who has not done the lesson and she has not done the move before, rarely will it go perfectly. But again, you can show her a few of these things right on the fly out on the dance floor, which is one nice thing about it. Sometimes what happens is, as a matter of fact, let's turn this way. We're going to do the same thing, but Shelly's going to behave as though she's not done the move before and she does not know what to do with the move. So we're going to do the exact same thing. This is just the first segment, but Shelly is not going to do what she's supposed to do. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. That happens more often than not if you're dancing with somebody who's not done it. So gentlemen, what you want to do is you want to be prepared to keep doing basic footwork and then tap her back here. So we just got done with the 5, 6, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good, just like that. And then we're going to go into the next segment. So be prepared to tap her. I normally like to tap right in here. You could tap up here, but that could get confusing because you can't really comfortably bring an arm up here. But if you don't know the lady very well, I recommend you don't tap a whole lot lower, if you know what I mean. But right in here is a good place. A lot of times the lady will know to put her hand back there. If she doesn't know to put her hand back there, you can just keep doing it, and you can gently and politely mention to her that if she wants, she can put her hand back there. So let's do that as if you don't even have any idea why I'm touching you on the back, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want, you can put your hand back there. There you go. Okay, just like that, okay? They'll usually get a kick out of that and they go, oh, now I get it. Now I know why he's touching me back there. So that's the first segment. Let's go ahead and do that twice. We're going to do it slowly so you can follow along. We're going to do a set of basic first. For the gentleman, remember, you're going to signal on 5, 6. You're going to send her into an outside turn. You're going to not let go of your left hand. You need to let her hand rotate though, by the way. So her hand's going to want to kind of rotate. And then you're going to take your right hand back here where you're hoping that she's going to grab it. Otherwise, you're going to be prepared to tap and just do some basic footwork there. So let's do that together. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One thing that we're doing with the left hands is we're kind of doing I'm not just letting her hand rotate, we're actually having to change position. So we'll just do it facing this way. So when she turns, I'm letting go with my right hand, and here's what you want to watch is the left hand. Her hand goes around. See, her hand's actually rotating like that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, so I think that's good. So let's go ahead and show this from this angle. Again, if you want to follow along, we're going to do the exact same thing again. This is the first segment from the beginning with a basic. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. That's actually the first segment. And again, it's an advanced move. I think a lot of people give up on it because as we go on through the rest of it, it's just a matter of remembering when to put your hand in which direction. But once you do it a few times, you can do this. So I would encourage you to not give up on that. So very good. Let's move on to the next segment. Okay, so for the second segment, we're going to start out, we're going to show it first, and then we'll have you follow along with us. So let's get back in that position we were in. And we're in this position. And what we're going to do is we're both going to take outside turns. And we're not going to do a basic in between typically. We're going to just kind of use the momentum from the fact that we just got done doing a 5, 6. So our weight, Shelly's weight is going to be on her left foot and on my right. And we're going to both do outside turns. And we're going to go, I'm going to let go of my left hand, hold with my right hand. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. That's actually the second segment. And again, might seem simple enough, but you got to remember which time to put your hands where. Now, I might as well say while we're right here that there are times that the lady won't know to put her hand back here. So first we're going to show right now. Shelly's going to pretend that she's not standing here doing this lesson with me, and she's going to pretend that she's never done this move and that she doesn't know to put this hand back here. Okay? So let's get back in that position again, the way we were, and let's show that. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there, Shelly did what a lot of women do if they have not done this lesson, they don't do this move. She just put her arm off to her side because she has no idea. So let's go ahead and rotate over here so they can see my side of here. So what I often do is I want to be more like this. I normally am kind of doing this. And what we're doing is we're dancing. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And normally after a couple times they'll put their hand there. Now if they don't, you could say, you know, you could grab that hand if you want or something, right? Yeah. And again, these are the little glitches you can run into, but they're kind of easy to overcome, and they're not embarrassing or anything. You could just kind of keep dancing. The difference is, if you do the move flawlessly, you go from one sequence to another, the whole thing's done in a few moments. This takes a little longer, but... and
once you figure out the hands,
right.
The first time, you don't have to...
Right, yeah. Yeah, a lot of times, yeah, figuring out the hands is the hard part, and after you've done it, I recommend that if you've done it like this, during that same song, do it with the lady again, because if she doesn't do all the parts perfectly and you do it a third time, she almost definitely will, and if you do it with her again another day, there's a good chance it's just going to flow, it'll kick in, it'll just kind of come natural, kind of like riding a bicycle. So, again, when you get in this position, be prepared to wave your hand, and be prepared to just keep dancing until you all figure something out, okay? You can, you know, like we said, you can wiggle your hand, or you can say, hey, you can grab my hand if you want. So, let's go ahead from 2 different angles. Let's get in that position. Ladies, when you put your hand back here to get in this position, you want to take your right hand and put it on the outside, okay? Because that's how you got into it. So, Shelly, let's start from here. So, ladies, your right arm should be on the outside of your left. And, again, we just got done with the first segment, so we're both ready to go with an outside turn. Lady should be ready to step first with her right, gentleman with his left. And we're going to just both do outside turns without a basic here. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. Let's go ahead and do that again from over here, from this angle. So again, remember ladies, put your right hand on the outside of your left, and then gentlemen, just grab her hands. No basic here, we're just going to do the outside turn. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. That's the second segment. What I want to do now is I want to go back to the beginning and do, so you can follow us, we're going to do the first and second segments together. So, without stopping in between. So, we're going to start in the cross-hand position. Right here we are going to do a basic. So we're going to do a basic first, signal her, do the first and second segment all the way through. And please do what you know to do, okay? The way we're teaching it, okay? Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you can kind of see how we're kind of rotating. It's natural to do that. It's a little unnatural to go in a straight line. So, very good. That's the first and second segment. I think we're going to do it one more time, first and second segment. We'll just start from this angle, even though we're rotating. So, I'm getting confusing myself. Good. So we're going to do a basic here, and then both segments. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. Okay, let's go ahead and do the third segment here. And was that a yawn? Yeah. If it was, you could do it right into the camera. So let's go ahead and do the third segment. Gentlemen, you're going to put your arms behind your back. You're going to put your left hand on the outside of the right one, like this. When we do this part of this third segment, again, we're not going to do a basic in between here. We're going to both do an outside turn. Gentlemen, as a rule, you shouldn't be grabbing her hand anyway. I don't think I'm normally holding on to it at all here. My hand's just like this, but if you are, you need to let go because those hands have to disconnect in order for this to work here. So when we do this, the lady will, because when I start to turn, I'm going to be kind of pulling her arm naturally. She's going to tend to know to turn. This is not normally confusing for the lady. And normally, they're going to kind of tend to know to let go of this hand, unless you're hanging on to it. When you're turning, you're going to want to let her wrist rotate naturally in order for her to get around. So we would be ready to go on our lady's right, gentleman's left. Let's just go ahead and show this, Shelly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now right now we're back to the place that we were before. And you could keep doing this over and over, but for me, I think it's a complicated and it's an advanced move enough. I tend to just finish it off with what I'm going to call the fourth segment from this point, but we'll come to that in a moment. So let's go ahead and do that, and I think we're ready for them to just follow along. So gentlemen, if you want to go ahead and follow along, you're going to put your left hand on the outside, and remember to let go with your, don't be grabbing with your right hand, if you were. Keep hold with your left hands, but allow her wrist to twist as needed, and you're both going to do outside turns. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. Let's go ahead, Shelley, and do that from over here again. So gentlemen, if you want to follow along again, gentlemen, remember to put your left arm on the outside. And again, we're not going to do a basic, we're just going to do outside turns. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. That's the end of the third segment. What we're going to do now is we're going to do all three segments from the beginning. And we're going to try to remember to do it slow. And we may end up kind of rotating around just because it's kind of natural to do that, and because we're trying to stay in this corner just for sound reasons and a lot of other reasons. So don't get thrown off by that. So all the way from the beginning, we're gonna do a basic first, signaling her, and then doing all three segments. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. That's the first three segments. Let's go ahead, Shelley, move over here and do that one more time. All the way through from the beginning, we're going to do a basic first. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One thing that I'm reminded of as we're doing that, in that third segment, I'm definitely giving her wrist a little bit of a twist. And I know I do this all the time, a little bit of a twist, because it's going to help her, I'm hoping it helps, it tends to work, it's going to help her know to turn. But again, you don't want to ever over-rotate or force a lady's wrist at all. I'm just kind of giving enough of a turn so that she kind of knows. So
simply guiding it.
Yeah, so let me just kind of going from here. So I'm talking about this hand, we're letting go of our right hands. So let's just let go of that hand right now. So as I'm doing this, I'm kind of just bringing this counterclockwise just a little bit, because it's the way that the wrist needs to go anyway. So I just do it enough that and she'll just typically just feel it.
Yep, know which way to turn.
Yeah, she'll know which way to turn, and she'll know to turn. So as I said in the beginning, the footwork for this is a piece of cake, because it's a little bit of basic footwork in the beginning, and then in the middle, if you're trying to let the lady know what to do, it's more a matter of remembering when to put which hand where. That's just another little trick that might help, is turning your right hand a little bit counterclockwise. So let's go ahead and do the fourth and final segment, which is just coming out of this. Okay, so to do this last part, which is very easy, we're back in the place that we got after the first segment. After the first segment, we ended up with the lady should have her right hand on the outside. Am I saying that right? Mm-hmm. Your right hand is on the outside. This is where we end up after the first segment and after the third segment. The way that I come out of it is probably a tricky thing I know for guys when they're starting out with this, is it's natural for them to do the second segment, which means you both turn and you end up back together again. So there's no harm in that. You're just extending the length of this whole configuration here. So what we're going to do here is, to come out of this, is she's going to simply do an outside turn. Normally what I do is I'll give the lady a little bit of a push here. I can't really push on the fingers, that doesn't work, so I'll normally just kind of push on the hip here, And I might be kind of pulling a little bit with my right hand, but I'm just kind of, because remember, we're not doing a basic in here, I'm not signaling her. We just got done, and she's gonna go right into it, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a matter of giving her a push, letting go with your left hand, and letting the lady get around. So again, let's do that slow enough if you want to follow us. This is, lady's got her right hand on the outside. We just got done with the third segment. I'm simply going to give her a little push, and she's going to do an outside turn, and I'm just going to do my normal footwork. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what I'm doing is but I forgot to say it the first time, is I'm actually taking my right hand or taking her left hand and taking it from my right hand and putting it in my left. Otherwise I end up like this. So I normally do a little hand switch there. They don't even know it. It's like magic. And then you can end up just in a closed position or in two-hand position like this, whatever you want to do. And again, like I said before, that's the end of the move. This is, again, what I call the handcuffs, and that would be the end. But I normally, because the lady has just done about 4 outside turns, usually one after another if the move went the way it was supposed to, I'll normally counter that or balance things out by taking her into 1 or 2 inside turns. But you can do anything you want there. So let's do that one more time slow so they can follow along. Ladies, put your hands with your right hand on the outside. Gentlemen, remember not to turn. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go ahead and do that from this angle right here. Ladies, put your arms the way we talked about. Gentlemen, don't turn. Just give her a little push with your left hand, and then take her hand and take it from your right hand and put it in your left. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're not even going to show how from there you go into the inside turns, because if you're watching this lesson and you've either done this dance enough, which would be the case for some people, they just know the dance or looking for a new move, or if you've been watching these lessons, you know how to do inside turns. So again, I'm normally just conscientious. If I'm ever turning the lady several times in one direction, I'll almost always go right back and kind of balance things out. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that from the beginning all the way through, right up until the end. So if you want to go ahead and follow along, starting in the beginning, cross hand, right hand's on top. We're going to do a basic first. Again, Shelly and I are going to be kind of moving around to try to stay in our little corner here. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm realizing I'm talking about, I switch my hand here, but I don't normally even bring my hand in here to close position. I'm normally just taking her right into those inside turns, so just be aware of that. Let's go ahead and do that again from the beginning if you want to follow along, all the way through. We're going to do a basic first, all the way through the end. Ready, I'm going to try to slow the music down a little bit this time though. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, I normally would just be turning her. Are you okay?